Hello everyone, welcome back to Lawyer Tina's channel. This is a channel where we talk about the laws of Ghana. So if you are new here, hey, please don't go away. Stay tuned, subscribe and share with someone. We have a lot of videos you can just go through and get something good for yourself so that you can also know what is in the law of Ghana so that you order your steps accordingly, right? So today we're going to talk about divorce in the courts in Ghana. Who can go for a divorce in Ghana? Can a foreigner do so? A citizen? What is the criteria? How can you show that your marriage has actually broken down and that the court should dissolve it for you? Which court do you go to? What if you are living outside the country? Can you still get a divorce in Ghana? What if the person that you want to divorce is actually outside the country? What are the steps, and then what are the things that you're supposed to do in respect of divorce? How much will it cost? How long will it take? I will attempt to answer all these questions in this video. So hey, stay tuned. I've already considered divorce under the customary law, the one that you can do at home. We can divorce at home, and we have established that it is only customary marriages that you can dissolve at home, the traditional one, the engagement. However, if you did engagement and you added signing in the court, signing in the assembly, signing church, then that is an ordinance marriage and you have to go to court for a divorce proper. You can't do it outside of the court. But then if you have a customary marriage or only the engagement or the traditional marriage which you have in Ghana, you can also go to courts for divorce. Yes, you can. The law permits you to. You can also do it at home. So you have two options, either to do it at home or to go to court. Now, who can go to a court in Ghana for divorce? The law says that if you are a citizen of Ghana, then you can get a divorce in Ghana courts. If you are domiciled in Ghana, or if for a continuous period of 3 years, you have been living in Ghana before you are filing the petition, then the law says you can be allowed. So it means even if you are an Italian or a US citizen and you have been living here for the last 3 years before you are filing the petition, the law will allow you to bring a divorce in Ghana. What if you are outside the country? If you are outside the country, you can still institute divorce in your own name or through a lawful attorney. And your lawyer will guide you to do this. You prepare a power of attorney for someone, and the person can come and stand in and give evidence on your behalf, and the person will be questioned accordingly. Or you can institute it in your own name, and we have a way of giving evidence through video link. The court will, through application by your lawyer, allow you to give evidence through video link, so that the person who is in Ghana can also question you as to the things that you have said in your evidence. If you are in Ghana and you want to take an action against someone who is outside the country for divorce, it means you are the one bringing the divorce, but you are in Ghana, the person is outside the country. You have to look for the address of the person outside the country. That is very helpful because the court has a process of serving the person outside the country. So if he also has to respond, then he can respond. Take note that if the person is not served, you cannot do a one-sided divorce. You have to serve the person for the court to know that you have actually served the person. If the person says that, oh, I am not coming, or he shows that although he has been served, he is not coming, the court will allow you to go through the process and give evidence and all of that. But then you have to show that you have served the person and the person did not come. Which court are you supposed to go to? You either go to the district court, the circuit court, or the high court. It's the district court. The consideration is that the value of the property or the money you are asking for from the court is not up to 500,000 Ghana cedis. If it's the circuit court, it means that the total value of the money and the things that you are asking from the court is not more than 2 million Ghana cedis. Anything above that will go to the high court. Should it be the court where you sign the papers, or it is any court? The law is that you start the petition or the divorce at a court which is closer to the respondent. The respondent is the one that you are bringing the divorce against. So let's say Amma is the one bringing the case in court. The person, Akwesi, is living in Kumasi. If Amma is living in Accra, the law says ordinarily Amma should go to Kumasi to go and do the divorce. But then Amma can also start in Accra. If Kofi comes in the first day and Kofi has an issue with Amma starting the case in Accra, Kofi had to say it immediately and tell the court to transfer the case to Kumasi, which will be closer to him. The court will consider that and see whether or not to grant it. If the court looks at everything and said, okay, let's do it here, or Kofi does not reject or object to the court being in Accra, they'll go ahead in Accra. Now, what are the grounds that you can stand on to say your marriage has broken down? The law says that there is only one ground. That one ground is that the marriage has broken down beyond reconciliation. How do you show that the marriage has broken down beyond reconciliation? You can show this by saying that the person has committed adultery and you cannot live with the person as husband and wife. Adultery is not just I have seen my husband or my wife with this person and that person. No, it has to be actual sex. Having sex with another person, although you are married under ordinance. How can you prove it? In several ways. You can actually mention the person's name. You can have any evidence. But some of the very good evidence you can have is that the person has had a child with another person. That one is a very strong argument. But then you have to show that from the time that you recognize that the person has committed adultery, you have not lived with the person or for a period totaling 6 months plus. So it means if the person committed adultery like 10 years ago and you have been living with the person, there is no point in you bringing it up right now. Under the grounds of adultery. There's another ground of unreasonable behavior. The person may have subjected you to some beatings, abused you severally, emotionally, sexually, having sex with you in areas you don't want and all of that. You can stand on this ground and come and tell the court that, you know what, this guy is behaving unreasonably and I cannot live with him as husband and wife. You can also say that the person has deserted you, left you for more than 2 years or 5 years, and you can prove that, and then the court will look at that and say that, okay, this is a good ground. You can also say that you guys have irreconcilable differences. Irreconcilable differences shows that, you know what, this guy, I want to give birth, he doesn't want to give birth. I want to do this. We are always having struggles. We don't agree on anything. You have to list all these things and all the things that you are going to rely on as irreconcilable differences, and the court will look at that and say that, you know what, this marriage has actually broken down. Now, when you go for divorce, usually the court will make sure that the marriage has actually broken down. So because of that, the court can actually order you to go for counseling, to go and speak to someone special, give you 1 month to try and reconcile and do everything to make sure that you reconcile. Refer you to people within the court and all of that. You can also show that, oh, we have tried all this and it's not working. If you show the court that, oh, you know what, we have tried all this and it is not working, then the court will listen to all of you and then decide whether or not the marriage has broken down. So what is the procedure? The person going to court will file what we call the petition. Then the other person will respond in what we call the answer. Then if the person wants to also reply, there's a chance that you want to reply what your husband has also said. You can also reply that. In the petition, you're just stating briefly why you are saying the marriage has broken down. After you have brought all of this, the court can say, okay, you know, you guys should go and try and see if you can reconcile your differences. If it works out, hallelujah. If it doesn't work out, you come back to the court and the court will still go ahead, ask you to bring evidence to show to the court that actually the marriage has broken down. How do you show? You prepare what we call witness statements. Every evidence you want to give to court, whether it's documents, whether it's videos, you can call witnesses to come and stand in and also give evidence for you in your favor that the marriage has broken down. And then the court will look at that and listen to everybody. When someone brings their statement, you can also ask them a question and say that this that you said is not true. They will deny it or they will admit it, and then you go on. After going through all the evidence, the court can come and say, you know, I have looked at all these people. From all that they have shown in the court, when the marriage has broken down, the court will dissolve it. Whilst going for the divorce, you can ask for custody, access of children. We have already discussed this in a video, so please check custody and access, the reasons why the court will give custody another person or access to another person. Please check that one, it's very important. You can also ask for compensation. We'll consider that, or lump sum settlement, money that will settle you. We'll look at that in another video. And then properties that you made together. You can also tell the court that, you know what, please, we did this and this property together, share it between us. That are things you can ask for. If the person who is bringing the divorce is so poor, the person can also ask for the other party, whether a male or the female, to pay for the cost of the litigation. Yeah. So people also ask that if my marriage is not up to 2 years, can I bring a divorce in court? The law says that it is possible for you to bring divorce if your marriage is not up to 2 years. However, you have to show some substantial hardship or depravity, like something that you are going through that nobody has seen before. Not nobody has seen before, but of course, it has to be some strong reasons. But before you do that, you have to go and actually ask for leave from the court. You have to ask permission from the court that, please, because of this and this and this reason, give me the opportunity to come and file the divorce. So that way you cannot go straight like how everybody can just file after 2 years. You can file for divorce without going to seek permission from the court. If your marriage is not up to 2 years, then it means that you have to go and seek leave or beg the court that, please give me opportunity to bring a divorce in court. And the court will consider everything and say, okay, we are granting you, now bring your divorce or not. Those are the options. How much does it cost to go to court? If you are using a lawyer, we have a GBA scale of fees. That shows that the lawyers are supposed to charge between 30,000 and 90,000 Ghana cedis. If the dissolution of the marriage is not controversial and it's just about dissolution of the marriage and custody or of children, right, then between 30,000 Ghana cedis and 90,000 Ghana cedis. However, if there's property involved and the property and money involved, lump sum settlements involved, the lawyer can charge between 10% and 20% of the value of the property or the money involved. Yeah. There are also what we call the filing fees. That one, the court is the one who determines it, the registry. So every document that you file will determine how much they will charge you and the type of court, whether it's circuit court or high court or district court. So you can ask the registrar, and that is different from the fees that you pay to your lawyer. If you are very poor and you are so broke and you don't have work, you are unemployed and all of that, the government has made some provisions for you. There is what we call the Legal Aid Commission. It's an office where they provide lawyers and legal services for poor people who cannot afford lawyers. We have branches in every region. You can pass by any of them. They will take you through the process, and then when they think that you actually deserve it, they will grant you legal aid so that you can go to court with a lawyer, or the lawyer will help you with the processes for you to go to court. How long will it take for divorce to be granted? It depends on a lot of things. The parties involved, whether they all come to court when they have to come to court, the lawyers involved, whether they also come to court, the judge, whether the judge will not be transferred, whether the judge will come to court whenever he has to come and there will be no adjournment, and whether or not the divorce is controversial one. Some people, they will fight over everything when there is a divorce. So they've made properties together. They want the courts to share the properties. But then they are always fighting. No, you are not part. We're not part of the property. This is not yours. This is not mine. Then it will take a long time. Oh, the children should go here. Go here. Then it will become a long fight. That can take a long time. But if there is no property and nobody is struggling with anybody over anything, then within 5 months, 4 months, thereabout, all other things being equal, you can have a divorce in Ghana. But then it all depends, as I've already said. If there is property between you and the children and all of that, there's a possibility of both of you making an agreement that, this is how we are going to share this property. And this is how we are going to treat the children, where they will live, how much whoever is supposed to pay some contribution, how much they are going to pay. If you agree on this and you file what we call the terms of settlement, that one helps. It makes the case go faster than expected. So if you want your case to go faster, then both of you should agree on these minor things on the side and file it in the courtroom. Get a lawyer to guide you or get someone who will help you to file it, and that will be helpful. If that is done, then it means the only thing that will be left for the court to determine is the fact that the marriage has broken down, because that one, you are not the one who will tell the court that the marriage has broken down, so they should dissolve it for you. The court will have to go through all the processes and be very sure that the marriage has broken down indeed, and that it is not a scam or a fake marriage that you are coming to court. I know there are questions. I'll leave this here. If you have questions, please let me know. Comment and share and subscribe so that we learn more. Have a very, very good time. Bye.